All right, boys and girls, children of all ages. Tonight we got Booty Bay Strip Club, so hopefully you're at least 18 or older. Hopefully 21, so you can get your alcohol. Infernal Shrines is the map, and it is Snipe Squad who has chosen the very first map this evening. You're just waiting on them to ready on up, and we should be off to the races. So, Infernal Shrines, a map that Sylvanas is usually popular on, and depending on who you ask, either she's extremely overrated for this map, or she's tier S++. The reason you get such differing responses is because some people just feel it's a win more hero. You pick up the Punisher, you disable the structures, you're just continuing to win and continuing to snowball your lead, versus picking up someone else who might apply more pressure, might give you more value in team fights. And those are two sides of the coin. She's definitely at least in the middle somewhere. I don't believe she's, terrible by any stretch of the imagination. But I don't know if she's god tier like maybe the Immortals are on Battlefield of Eternity. So the very first ban coming on out is Li Ming, followed up by a pretty swift Kerrigan ban by Snipe Squad. So Booty Bay Strip Club may be looking for that Zag pickup here. Zag is obviously one of the most powerful heroes in the game at this point in time. Infernal Shrines is a fairly large map. You can go either way now that Nidus Network has been buffed significantly and has fairly good value in general. On top of that, she's just really strong if you actually pick up Maw for team fights. And because Maw has some good value, even on large maps, it's very likely we will see Zag picked up. So Falstad has actually been the first choice from Booty Bay Strip Club. I feel a lot of teams love Falstad, but I don't believe he's first pick worthy in a lot of cases, just based on win rates. Not that he's a bad hero, but you've just given up Zag, who I feel is a better hero than Falstad. Falstad does enable a lot of plays to be made. He can gust people into your team. He can defensively use Gust to disengage. He can prevent moshes or force a team comp to use something like an Uther to guarantee their mosh lands. But I feel Zag, on the other hand, is always good. It doesn't really matter. She always provides value to your team. And so giving Snipe Squad Zag and whoever they decide on next seems like a major loss on the side of Booty Bay Strip Club. So they have taken a lot of time right now, Snipe Squad, to think about this. Now they can pick up their support. They can pick up more DPS. I'd expect them to either pick up another support or their tank to ensure and lock that in. They might be debating picking up ETC here. Okay, they've decided to pick up Oriel. Oriel has become like one of the, if not the best support in the game. Reason for that is, well, she essentially has infinite healing in terms of she doesn't use any mana. And when you get Reservoir of Hope, basically she can get herself up to levels of dropping Ancestral Healing in an AoE. And good luck trying to win a team fight when she's healing for 1100 AP for people. There's pretty much no one who's going to win team fights like that. You have to burn her, basically get her to burn her heal, then blow up the target. So the follow-up by Booty Bay Strip Club is now Zul and Rhaegar. Zul is fantastic on Infernal Shrines just because he has so much wave clear. And it essentially forces Snipe Squad to decide, do we have enough with Zag to pressure? Zag is not a dual laner. She's generally your single laner, unless you're absolutely sure you're going to go into Nidus Network to be able to cover the map and apply pressure in multiple lanes. So Sylvanas is usually the pickup here, where you're able to go and pretty much counter the push of Zul when level 7. So they're still deciding if they really want Sylvanas, I believe. At this point, they have a lot of choice. ETC is still available, and he's usually popular for good reason because Mosh is a fairly scary heroic to deal with. So they, instead of picking up ETC, have decided to remove ETC, which is perfectly fine. At this point, they don't really have much to contend with ETC, especially if they're going to have Zag go and use Nidus Network. And with Nidus Network, well, she can't use Maw to stop the Mosh. And that might be a symbol for what they're going to do. Also, if you're going for Maw, just to use Maw on ETC is a huge. I mean, yes, you stop the ETC Mosh, but you don't set up any big combos on the other team. So Lunara is the next ban coming on out by Booty Base Strip Club. Lunara's been seeing a lot more play just because she does a significant amount of damage, and combined with Oriole, she is a monster. I mean, her poison just keeps getting ticks for Oriole. And Arthas is now actually going to be the pickup here. Arthas is very good on Infernal Shrines, especially with his AoE. He's been a lot more popular EU meta, where you've seen teams like Dignitas pick up Arthas in combination with all sorts of other heroes, partially because he's a high DPS warrior who's actually fairly tanky as well. So they have opted to finally pick up that Sylvanas, and basically they got their counter wave clear here against Zul, and it'll be interesting to see if they go for a mage here, because right now they only have sustained damage Snipe squad. However, you don't often see Arthas as a single tank, and if you do, it's almost always going to mean Army of the Undead is Army of the Dead is actually going to be his choice there. Like, you can pretty much always guarantee that, especially when they have a Sylvanas. Sosa will have less value. Not that it has no value. You can make a lot of plays happen. You can disengage. Basically, like Frost Mages to a certain degree, with a much larger cooldown and a secondary effect that, well, with Sylvanas is essentially meaningless. So Booty Base Strip Club picking up their tank, going for Stitches. Stitches is kind of an interesting choice here, but they go with Medivh. So we're going to see the Portal Gorge come on out of here, because really they have Arthas, who has no mobility, Oriole, who has no mobility, Zag, who has no mobility. Right now, they're only person with Monis. And with Zol to down, there is a good chance they're never going to escape. Gorge, Portal, Gust, Root, dead. It doesn't even matter if you burn all those things on a single kill. You're now in a 5v4 situation. And interestingly, Snipe Squad has opted for Sonya, who also really doesn't have an escape here. She will be a little bit faster, but she's not going to be significantly faster. I mean, her innate trait gives her the ability to move faster once she uses abilities. And until she gets her talent that allows her to always pull regardless of hitting a target or not, she really has no escape on top of that. So it's kind of ballsy, the Sonya. They're deciding that they want to win the Shrine fight. They're not going to be intimidated by, kind of a gimmick of Stitches into Medivh portals and potentially into Gust and Root. That doesn't matter to them, because they fight on the Shrines. Stitches are going to have a very hard time actually landing hook. If they do land hooks, he's going to have the God Hands. Stitches. If we see those hooks into Gorges, this could potentially be a very easy game for Booty Base Strip Club. Now, if they don't land that, because I'm pretty certain they're going all in on this strategy of hook, gorge, portal. If they don't make that work, their comp is not going to win this. Not that their comp is going to be terrible, but they have very minimal damage overall. They have a Zul, they have a Falstad, they have a Medivh. In comparison, they're facing a Sonya, an Arthas. So they're going to be a tanky front line with Zag, who can put out that sustained damage all day long. So this match is getting underway very shortly. Both teams readying up right now. All right, so this match is going to begin. Game 1 of 3 going on. This is a best of 3 in case anyone's wondering. Pro matches are all best of 3s. So the early game before the shrine, it'll probably be the edge of Snipe Squad. Just because they have the Sonya, the Zag, and the Sylvanas. And additionally, they also have the Arthas. I mean, that's 4 people with fairly good wave clear. And on the other side, they got Falstad, Zool, and Rhaegar. Stitches is kind of okay. I mean, he can clear a wave with a slam. Medivh is okay. Once he gets his Master's Touch and gets that maxed out, it's much better wave clear. But until then, it's kind of a wash, honestly. So for Booty Bay Strip Club, we got TXZ on Falstad, Tower Shield on Zool, Aqualad on Rhaegar, Hero on Stitches, and Damavarian on our Medivh. Finally, for Snipe Squad, we got Tommy Shark on Arthas, Castle Bravo on Zag, Peneth on Lucid on Sylvanas, and Diamond on Oriole. Level 1s we are seeing pretty much standard. Zag has opted for Infest. I think every level 1 is actually usable, and it depends on how you want to go. You got Searing Light coming on out. You'll see a bunch of different choices here. Some people don't like it. There comes the hook from Hero, already grabbing him. There comes the root, but there's no way they are catching Lucid. They picked the one person they really couldn't. They really didn't want to actually hook. They do some damage, but Lucid able to walk away. At this point, there is no combo. We're going to have Falstack going on top, and we're going to have Sony, who's going to be trying her best to counter the... You should be able to decently do this. I mean, Tower Shield isn't going to have a great time, especially with the rest of Snipe Squad already rotating down here. They're winning the wave clear battle, as I mentioned. That's what I expected to happen. Additionally, we're seeing Eternal Hunger, Paralysis, Gathering Storm, Backlash, Colossal Totem, Stable Portal, and Dampen Magic. So, interestingly, if you take Stable Portal and Portal Mastery, pretty much have your portals up all the time. It's a very, very short cooldown at that point. In the top lane, Castle Bravo is absolutely annihilating this 1v1. It's kind of to be expected. Zag is just a huge lane bully, and with Infest, those ranged minions are going to do a lot more damage. So if Falstad goes and plays aggressive, or if Zag actually clears out those creeps on Falstad's side, well, he's going to be eating significantly more damage. First Shrine fight is going to be happening. Snipe Squad is slightly ahead, going to hit 4, potentially before Booty Bay Strip Club. Nothing really big deal about this because they'll get it very shortly. But both teams actually haven't gotten 4 yet. But nonetheless, they are slightly in the lead, Snipe Squad. Both teams just mostly focusing on picking up those skeletons. And with the wave clear from Snipe Squad, they should win this unless they decide to fight. We got TXC coming in now, but they're just poking away. They're already at over half of them. And now they're engaging. Tommy Shark going on in. Heroes getting that shield. But Aqualad and Damavarian are pretty low. Nonetheless, they do manage to make Tommy Shark pay for that aggressiveness. Hero having to go back to tap, but Snipe Squad is still going to... They basically had Tommy Shark go in. Tommy Shark just did a boatload of damage, had some backup, and during that, they positioned themselves in such a way, Snipe Squad, that they were really in control of that shrine, despite the fact that they lost Tommy Shark in that fight. Mostly because if you're back away from the skeletons, you're not actually collecting them, even if you're using abilities. You're pretty much just going to kill someone, while the AoE from someone like Kenneth and Diamond are going to get those extra skeletons, regardless if that was their intention or not. So, slight XP advantage, nothing too major. With Falstad, they're able to jump around the map. So looking at the levels 4s, we're going to see Updraft coming on out. So TXZ wants that extra range to be able to escape things like Arthas's Root, and just in general, be able to play safer, get in and out quicker. We're going to also see Jailers, Spirit Walker's Grace, Bird's Eye View, and Putrid Ground. Finally, on the other side, we're going to be seeing Focus Attack, Medusa Blades, Majestic Span, Biting Cold, and finally Lost Soul. Nothing really out of the ordinary here, but Snipe Squad in the meantime has picked up the bottom camp, adding additional pressure, especially with Lucid down there as Sylvanas. She basically stops the wave from pushing out, allowing them to get, free pressure onto the bottom fort. But they are being met as 3 versus 3 with Tommy Shark now finally rotating down. They're going to get really aggressive here, going and taking out that well, because no one likes the well. I mean, do you really go and get well drinks from a bar? No, you get the top shelf stuff. Tommy Shark is eating a lot of damage right now. It looks like TXZ is going to be rotating on down, and Tommy Shark might be going down here, but nice healing going on from the combination of Lucid, Diamond, and Peanut. They all essentially body block Booty Bay Strip Club from collapsing in on Tommy Shark and collecting their second kill of the game. Top Shrine is now the next fight that we will see. We have Boomerang picked up, Rathma's Blessing, Cleanse, the Master's Touch, Toxic Gas. And we're going to have Ferocious Healing, Vicious Acid. That's an interesting choice. You don't see this too often, especially when Castle Bravo did not pick up the very first Baneling talent, where she gets extra range. We're also going to be seeing Empathetic Link, and that's pretty standard. Icebound Fortitude, and finally Barbed Shot. Icebound Fortitude will be pretty good here for the root that Zul throws down. And Hero getting the grab onto Castle Bravo, but it will not be enough, especially with the creep there. There goes the root onto Peanut, but it will not be enough. Damavarian playing really aggressive, managing to snag the kill on Zag, while the rest of the team fighting Snipe Squad. Unfortunately, Hero just manages to miss Lucid by the hair on his chinny chin chin. Now, give them a slight advantage on this Shrine fight. They are fighting 5v4, but they are going to have their Sylvanas very shortly. Additionally, they are still behind. A very nice hook coming out from Hero, and Tommy Shark is eating a ton of damage with a nice barrel roll from TXZ to manage to stay alive, keeping themselves ahead with now a 5v3 situation. This is now completely the Shrine of B-Base Strip Club. However, they are going to try and snipe this Snipe Squad because they only need a few more. However, they are so even at this point that it's pretty much guaranteed that they will get this Shrine. It's still 5, 4, 2, 1, and all they need is one more, and there they go. No one went down, and they also got the Punisher. And this might actually be another kill onto Castle Bravo. Castle Bravo taking the damage from Hero and Damavarian, and with that totem, there's absolutely no way for him to escape. Level 10 has been now reached for Booty Bay Strip Club, and this is where it's going to get really scary. We're going to see the Gorge Portal Madness. And once the Gorge Portal Madness occurs, I don't know if they'll be able to handle this. There goes out the hook from Hero. Unfortunately, he snags no one, but with the root coming out from the Frozen Punisher, this very easily can be one. There goes the Gorge. There we go. There's the portal, and Diamond will be going down very shortly here. The chase is on, and good night to our sweet angel. Castle Bravo now is going to be next on the list going down, and this is just one kill after the other now for Booty Bay Strip Club. The strippers are having a party tonight. A very nice silence coming out from Lucid, and multiple members of the Booty Bay Strip Club are rather low. TXZ having to back out, Aqualad having to back out, and they managed to snag Hero. Now, they are getting themselves back into this match. They have their own heroics. We have Wrath of the Berserker, Maw, Crystal Aegis, Army of the Dead, and finally Wailing Arrow. So nothing out of the ordinary, as I was saying. They opted for that for the Devouring Maw for the additional team fight potential. It's a toss-up whether you want to go for more pushing or if you want to go for more tights. The combination of root after the Maw is pretty devastating. So if they land a really nice Arthas root, it's pretty much lights out if they manage to snag multiple members on the enemy team. Now, it also depends on what Medivh decides to get. He can get his AoE protection. If he gets his AoE protection, that might be able to negate the Maw completely. The top lane, however, Castle Bravo is once again winning his 1v1 against the XZ, but level 13 has now been reached by Booty Bay Strip Club. They're pretty even right now on structures. Bot lane is getting pushed in now by Snipe Squad. They want to get themselves 13, but they are behind. Damaveri going in with a nice polymorph, and they now have Oriole rooted. There is going to be a Gorge coming up very shortly. She uses that Crystal Aegis to try and save herself, but the gust from TXZ is too much, and everyone is in the corner. No one puts Baby in the corner, but they did anyways. At this point, they are still chasing. Those portals are enough to secure them another kill on Snipe Squad. This is going to be a very easy shrine fight for them. At this point, the shrine fight is a 5v3 situation. Before, Snipe Squad had the positioning. They started the shrine. They were up ahead on the shrine. And we are now getting aggressive Gorge going on in. Hero coming on out with Castle Bravo with a nice little package for his team called Zag. Well, that's one way to exterminate a bug. Hero and Damaverian are your exterminators fire. No bugs too deep to go catch. Now they still have a talent advantage, they still have a man advantage, and there's absolutely no way to fight on the shrine. They're going to have to wait for Zag to come on up. They're going to have to just soak as much as they can, and they're going to have to win this Arcane Punisher and push it down. And kill this Arcane Punisher and push it down as quickly as possible. If they can manage to do that, they're still in this game. The structures are almost completely even still. They have 1 fort advantage. It might become 2 very shortly, but it's still really even. At this point, they're just melting that Arcane Punisher, but Hero is gobbling up another member. There comes the gust that I was talking about. Castle Bravo is going on down. He does use that Panic Maw. The Panic Maw is going to achieve absolutely nothing. Once again, your exterminators for hire are out for work and ready to please you with their service. There comes the silence from Lucid, and they are getting really aggressive, looking for the kill now that Gorge is down. They managed to snag Hero, and they are still on the chase. Tommy Shark wanting to get another kill here. The rest of Snipe Squad right along beside him, and this is when they need to be aggressive. They're down on a talent, but they now are up. However, this is really bad for them. Sylvanas managing to get caught out. Diamond is about to go down here as well. And Tommy Shark and Peanut are all going to be joining him. There comes the Poison Nova, hitting both Tommy Shark and Peanut, and there is absolutely nothing they can do. Wow. The turn by Booty Base Strip Club, especially once they had 16, just absolutely annihilated Snipe Squad. The initial engagement to ensure that they were sticking in the game, picking up that kill from Snipe Squad was beautiful. The problem was they pushed all the way into this fort, and they really had nothing to gain and no business being there. And because they had no business being there, turn by Booty Base Strip Club with that additional talent pretty much negated any advantage they could have had, especially when they had just burnt abilities and ults of their own actually turn on. So 16s were picked up. We're going to be seeing Airy Gust, Skeleton Mastery, Earth Grasp Totem, And with the combination of Colossal Totem, is going to be one big area getting essentially rooted. Reabsorption is coming on out, so now Medieval will be providing some healing as well. We got Hero coming on in, looking for another Gorge into the portal, but a nice knockback by Diamond ensured that no one was getting gobbled up tonight. No Thanksgiving dinner for you, Hero. And the final pickup is Fish and Cook. With that Fish and Cook, Hero is going to be going deep and picking up even more kills for him. This is a very interesting play by Snipe Squad. They know they can't win the Infernal Shrines fight, so what are they going to do? They're going to trade out the top keep, if possible, and then go and defend bot lane themselves. However, TXZ has gotten on to, therefore, they now have a Punisher pushing on in. In the top lane, though, there is the Shaman camp pushing on in with a wave coming on down. Flashing red light. What? So the Punisher has now leaped on in. 16 has been reached by Snipe Squad. We got Nerves of Steel, a Brood expansion. There is Hero diving on deep, picking up Lucid. The Polymorph being used. The Exterminator team has managed to snag another member of Snipe Squad. They blew the Polymorph. I don't know if it was actually needed. Nonetheless, they blew it all. There comes the Poison Nova coming out from Tower Shield, managing to hit everyone on Snipe Squad. I don't know how much more aggressive Booty Bay could be with Tower Shield and Aquaclad both being rather low. Hero is super, super low. One more hit on him and he will be dead. There comes the Medivh Shield and Peanut is on the chase. There should be one good stun on him and that will be it. However, they're getting poked down by TXZ in the meantime. And if they turn on this, they might be able to actually pick up kills on Snipe Squad. Snipe Squad opted to back on out, and they couldn't pick up the kill on Hero because TXZ did such a great job just abusing Peanut as he came on out trying to get that almost free kill on Hero. Problem for Snipe Squad right now is they have to go and get a good gank. If they get a good gank, they're back in this game. But 20 is going to be hit sooner than they're even going to hit 8. And if they don't hit 20, or if they don't get a gank, they're going to have a very long time before they're going to be in this game again to really fight Base Strip Club. Castle Bravo is getting poked out by TXZ, but nice root coming out from Tommy Shark. However, we're going to be seeing Gorge very, very shortly here. There comes the hook, not even really needed. And the gust, not doing too much, not a bad gust, but not a great gust either. A beautiful maul coming out from Castle Bravo, and Tommy Shark is eating the Poison Nova along with Peanut and Castle Bravo. But this is what they needed, Snipe Squad. The Bravo Maw has turned this game for them. They have now picked up Hero, and a Shrine is activating. This might actually be a chance for them to win the game. As crazy as it sounds, they can get this Shrine, have everyone else push onto the keep, and have the keep down with the Punisher pushing on. And all you need is one or two people up on the Shrine, and everyone else just working on that top keep. As you can see, that's exactly what they are doing. They got Castle Bravo in here. They got Lucid coming on in. And with Lucid, they don't even have to worry. Aqualad is the only person here. Tommy Sea Shark is now coming on in. This is going to be one dead keep. They haven't hit 20, so this is going to be a very ballsy move if they decide to actually try and fight for the core. If they don't fight for the core, they can manage to pick up potentially the bottom keep. And they are now actually the first team take down a keep, which is absolutely huge. Statistically, you pretty much are guaranteed to win your game if you are the ones first keep, that is. So we saw Epic Mount picked up Call of the Grave, Rewind, Guardian of Tirisful, and that's interesting. You almost never see this, but this will prevent any real serious push from happening because he'll just cue the wave, instantly kill it, and move on. And Hardened Shield. 20 is almost there for Snipe Squad. If Snipe Squad can get 20 before somehow this Punisher pushes on in, it doesn't actually look like that'll happen. So they're going to go and get themselves a free fort here. Honestly, they should be rotating down to bottom keep right now and taking down the wall, because that'll give them another win condition. Hit 20, and then they push in and go straight for the core with a Punisher. Now that 20's been picked up, we're going to be seeing Tyrant Maw is coming on out, Ignore Pain, Shield of Hope, Anti-Magic Shell, and Bolt of the Storm. With Bolt of the Storm, they may not be able to do the Gorge combo nearly as well. The hero is right around the corner, and they got themselves the portal. They are now eating up one Arthas. And Arthas, this could be the death of him, and this could be potentially a game. But there comes the counter maul from Castle Bravo. They have collapsed in on him, and this will now potentially be the death of Booty Bay Strip Club. Lucy going on in, being rather aggressive, and Aqualad is now having to back on out. This is just going all the way for Snipe Squad. This is absolutely what they wanted. That aggressiveness to counter the Gorge is what they've needed all game. Managing to catch up with the rest of their team and go on in when the Gorge occurs is what you need. If you see the Gorge, you have two choices. You let the person die, or you go in and hope to counter him, because they've just used an ability that essentially nets them no damage and just repositioned someone on your team. This is very, very ballsy with two people up. Gust is now available, and it has been used. Tyrant Maul has been dropped down, but I do not believe they will be able to stop the Snipe Squad. Tommy C. Shark doing all that damage. Peanut, Castle Bravo, Lucid. It is going to be too much, and round one of this match goes to Snipe Squad. This match was almost completely in the hands of Booty Bay Strip Club. They played that so well. And then the one maul from Castle Bravo that caught 3 members of Booty Bay Strip Club honestly was what turned that entire game. They managed to clear out 4 members of Booty Bay Strip Club. They got themselves a Punisher. They got themselves a keep. And as you saw, they managed to end the game because of the keep that they had taken down due to that fight. So a quick look on what happened, some damage numbers for everyone. Basically saw Sylvanas come out ahead. Zag, it was fairly even across the teams, honestly. Arthas surprisingly doing very low damage for an Arthas, but nonetheless, they won that game. So other talents I may have missed, Trail of Frost was picked up. Remorseless Winter. This is a huge combo. You can catch people further out, and then Remorseless Winter, yeah, you get yourself another root. Good luck trying to survive 3 seconds of root time.